You know the feeling. That gut-wrenching, agonizing loop. You get close, you feel that amazing connection, and just when you finally start to feel safe, they pull away. They vanish. The texts slow to a crawl, the calls stop, and suddenly you're left with a ghost. It leaves you heartbroken, confused, and wondering what in the world you did wrong. The silence is just deafening, isn't it? Well, I want you to listen closely. You are not going crazy. And this is not all your fault. What you're stuck in is a powerful psychological pattern called the anxious avoidant trap. It's a painful push-pull dance that feels absolutely impossible to escape. In this video, I'm giving you 5 clear, psychology-backed steps to finally break this cycle for good. This is going to force a decision. Your partner will either feel safe enough to finally stay and build something real, or you will get the clarity and strength to let them go and get your peace back. This isn't about playing games. It's about changing the entire foundation of your relationship. So before we get to the steps, you have to understand why this happens. Your partner isn't pulling away just to hurt you, even though it definitely feels that way. They're using what attachment science calls deactivating strategies. Think of it like a circuit breaker in their brain. When intimacy gets too intense or feels too vulnerable, their nervous system flags it as a threat to their independence. In response, they unconsciously hit the off switch on emotional closeness. This might look like them suddenly finding flaws in you, burying themselves in work, or just physically disappearing for a while. Now, if you have a more anxious attachment style, the moment you feel them pull away, your own alarm bells start ringing. Your fear of abandonment kicks in, and you react by chasing them, texting more, asking what's wrong, trying to pull them back. But here's the brutal truth of the trap. Your need for connection feels like suffocating pressure to them, which just makes them want to run even faster. The more you chase, the more they run. It's a vicious cycle where you're both just desperately trying to feel safe. The key isn't to pull harder, it's to change the dance completely. Alright, here are the 5 steps that will take you from panicked and reactive to calm and in control. Here's the deal. If you have anxious tendencies, you've probably become the emotional manager of the relationship. You're the one checking in, reassuring, and fixing everything. You basically process their feelings for them. This sends a very clear message. I'm watching you because your distance is stressing me out, and I don't trust you to handle it. Your attempt to create safety actually feels like a threat to them. When you step back, you remove that pressure, which finally gives their nervous system a chance to breathe. When they pull away, your first and most powerful move is to do absolutely nothing. Seriously, allow for at least 24 to 48 hours of silence. No just checking in texts. No, are we okay? Calls. Redirect all that anxious energy. Instead of texting them, write down what you're feeling in a journal. Instead of asking about their day, call a friend and talk about yours. If they actually say they need space, your response should be cool, calm, and brief. Say this, I get it. Take the time you need. I'll be here. And then, this is the important part, you go silent. This isn't a punishment. It's a gift of space that, paradoxically, makes you safer to come back to. An anxious reaction, whether it's a long, pleading text or immediately forgiving them just to end the silence, is like throwing gasoline on a fire. It floods the avoidant partner with an emotional intensity they can't handle, and their brain just goes into shutdown mode. But when you can get a handle on your own panic first, you shift from survival mode into a place of security. That calm energy signals safety to them, lowers their defenses, and actually makes connection possible again. When you feel that wave of panic rising, you have to create a pause. I want you to use a strict 24-hour rule before sending any big, emotional text. In that 24 hours, your only job is to calm your own body down. Try the 4-7-8 breathing trick. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and breathe out slowly for 8. Do this for a few minutes. Call a friend who can give you a reality check. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? And what's a fact versus a story my anxiety is telling me?
After you've calmed down and the 24 hours are up, if you still want to reach out, the message needs to be light. Instead of, why are you ignoring me? We have to talk about this now. Try something like this. Hey, things have been a little distant lately. Just wanted to say I'm good over here. Let me know when you feel up for a chat. It shows you've noticed, but without adding any pressure.
An ultimatum like, you either commit to me or we're done, is born from pure panic. To an avoidant, that doesn't sound like a plea for love. It sounds like a threat. It's an attempt to control them, and it will only make them pull away harder. A boundary, on the other hand, isn't about controlling them. It's about protecting you. It's a calm, neutral statement about what you need to feel safe, and it radiates self-respect, which is something an avoidant partner actually finds attractive. You have to learn to state your needs as a fact about you, not a demand on them. The formula is simple. This is what I need. If that doesn't happen, this is what I will do to protect my own peace. Instead of the ultimatum, if you ghost me again, we are over. Use the boundary script. I've realized I need consistent communication to feel good in a relationship. When there are long periods of silence, I'm going to pull back and focus on myself. Instead of the ultimatum, you never make time for me. You have to start prioritizing me. Use the boundary script. I really value our time together. When plans get canceled last minute, I'm going to start making other plans to make sure my own time is respected. See the difference? They're not threats. They are calm, clear statements of self-care. Avoidant partners get easily overwhelmed by intimacy spikes. A perfect, romantic weekend where you spend every second together can feel like way too much, too soon. It triggers their fear of losing themselves and makes them want to retreat to find their independence again. Building a secure attachment with them is more like building a fire slowly. You start with small kindling and let it grow. You don't just throw a giant log on and smother the flame. You have to be the one to intentionally slow things down. Instead of long, intense text conversations every day, switch to shorter, lighter check-ins a few times a week. Plan shorter, more casual dates, like grabbing coffee, instead of entire marathon weekends. The goal is to create a pattern of connection that feels predictable and manageable, not overwhelming. When you reconnect after they've had some space, keep it light and breezy. Say, "It was great catching up. How about we grab a quick coffee on Thursday? No big talk. I just want to see your face." This frames getting together as low stakes and fun, which lowers their defenses and lets them show up without being afraid. Okay, this is the most important step. This is the one that changes the entire game. As long as your partner senses that you are terrified of them leaving, they hold all the power. Your fear of being abandoned actually feeds their need for independence. The ultimate power shift happens when you become genuinely willing to walk away, not as a threat, but as an act of radical self-respect. You have to show them, and more importantly, show yourself, that your peace is more valuable than their presence. When they feel that you're secure on your own, one of two things will happen. They'll either feel safe enough to finally step up, or they'll leave. Either way, you win. You break the cycle. This is your final test. You've given them space. You've regulated your emotions. You've set boundaries. You've paced the connection. Now, you have to look at the situation honestly. Ask yourself, is this push-pull pattern still happening? Is this relationship chipping away at my self-worth? If the answer is yes, you have to choose you. You do this by genuinely reinvesting in your own life, your friends, your hobbies, your goals. You start dating yourself again. If the cycle just keeps repeating and you know you have to end it, the final conversation should be calm and clear, without blame. Say, "I care about you so much, but I can't be in a relationship that cycles between connection and withdrawal anymore. It's just not healthy for me. If we can't find a way to build a consistent partnership together, I'm choosing to put my own peace first and move on." Let's be real. Breaking the anxious avoidance cycle is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It forces you to go against every single instinct that's screaming at you to chase, to fix, and to hold on tighter. But the path to a truly secure relationship, whether it's with this person or someone new, isn't found by trying to control them. It's found by learning to control yourself. These 5 steps aren't about manipulating your partner into staying. They're about you showing up as a secure, self-respecting person who doesn't need someone else to feel whole. And when you do that, you create the only environment where healthy love can actually grow. Either they will bravely step into that space with you, or you will walk forward alone into a future where your heart is no longer in a constant state of anxiety, but is finally, wonderfully, at peace. If this resonated with you and you want to get inside your partner's head a bit more, I highly recommend watching my video on what an avoidant is really thinking during no contact. And please, subscribe to this channel. I put out new, no-nonsense tools every week to help you build relationships that actually feel good. You don't have to figure this out alone.